Hey guys, no video today, just audio because I'm in a hotel looking pretty ratty. But I just wanted to get these out to you really quick so that you could jump on some of these Thursday player props. So reviewing 2 days ago on Taco Tuesday, we did have a great day. Brianna Stewart over 20 and a half points rebound. She ended with 24. It was looking pretty scary at halftime though because the Liberty were struggling. I did not expect that, but she did end up getting us there in the second half. Tiffany Hayes did not play, so that was a DNP obviously. And then Alyssa Thomas had a great game over 9.5 points. She had 23. She also cashed her taco on Prize Picks and her promo on Boom Fantasy. And then my leans here, Janelle Salon hooked with 10, but I ended up betting it over 9.5. So I always check. I told you this in the video. On apps like Boom Fantasy, you can lower the line by 1 point at a time. And so if they're giving you a decent payout to take that odd numbered line, I will always take that. So I ended up betting over 9.5, and that did cash. Natasha Cloud I didn't end up betting on, but she hooked at 4.5 assists. She had four. The Mercury won the game. The Fever did cover, though, which is what we predicted. And the game total did stay under. The Liberty lost outright, so the Valks, of course, covered on the spread, and then that game went under the total as well, which seems to be a trend because that happened yesterday as well. Both games went under the total. The Sky and the Dream did win. They were favored. And then the Sparks didn't cover the spread. We took them on the spread to keep it close, and they tried, but it ended at 11. But Kelsey Plum did go over 21.5 points and assists. I told you could take that over 22.5 as well, and she did have 25. And then Jordan Canada, I wanted her assists at 6.5, maybe even 7.5, but they never put out a line. I told you guys that they knew that line was good, so they were waiting to put it out last minute, but I never saw it. I checked right before tip off, and I still didn't see it. Anyway, she had 10, so she had a great game. We knew she was going to have a good day, but we couldn't bet on it, unfortunately. Alicia Gray did not play. De'Erica Hamby over 14.5 points. She had 21, so she easily cashed her normal line. And then, guys, I just put here on the side, I also told you to bet, I said you could bet Ryan Howard 3.5 rebounds. That hit. Jordan Canada over 9.5 points. That hit. Brianna Jones over 12.5 points. That hit. So everything I told you in the video that you could do, they all hit. So I hope you guys had a great day betting on the Atlanta Dream, like I did. And then moving forward, I am going to give out some cash prizes for those two videos, even though we didn't have two best bets that hit, because I had a good day. So if I'm making money, you're making money, and I really do appreciate your support here. I didn't do the wheel, so I just am giving out some cash prizes to some new commenters that have never won. At Colby H398 said, "Loving the props, keep them coming." And Mahogany635 said, "Thanks," with some confetti. You need to get in touch with me by X or on Instagram. Just direct message me or email me at elixirmixersllc@gmail.com, and I'll make sure you guys get paid. And then moving into today's picks, the Mercury at the Mystics. I like the Mercury on the money line and the Mercury minus 9.5 because they need this game to get the second seed. They're trying to steal that away from the Aces. And I like the over at 160.5 because I do think the Mystics will be able to score at home. I originally took the Mystics on the spread, but I changed my mind. I just think the Mercury need this too much, and I'm not sure how much effort the Mystics are going to put into it. And then the Wings at the Valkyries. I'll take the Valkyries to win again for their fourth straight home game, and I'll take them on the spread just because the Wings coach, I think, has given up on his players, and I think the players are starting to give up as well, and I will take the under. I just think that's going to be a miserable game. I could be wrong. The Wings do show up in some crazy spots, and hopefully not this spot because I did take the Valkyries on the money line with the Mercury on the money line and the Dream yesterday on the money line in a big parlay for like plus 120. They were all heavy favorites. And so I want them to cash those money lines for me. And then what could be the best game of the day, well, definitely the best game of the day, I think, is the Lynx at the Aces. This is like a finals preview almost. I'm going to take the home team here. The Aces have not played well against the Lynx, but I'm going to take the home team. So Aces on the money line, Aces plus 1.5, and way over the total of 164.5. I think the Aces easily put up 80 at home, and the Lynx have to keep up with them here, and they can. So they'll put up 80 or 90, and this goes way over, in my opinion. So into the bets for today, Alana Smith over 3.5 rebounds. They're giving this to us at almost a normal payout. She's over 82% of the time in away games with Nafisa Collier on the court. That's what this graph here shows. She had 13, 6, and 6 in 3 previous head-to-heads, so I like this line here. I don't mind putting my money on it. Asia Wilson to get a double-double. This is for a regular payout, but it's risky. A double-double is always a little bit risky for someone who doesn't normally get one every game. She is over 9.5 rebounds 67% of the time at home, but they're giving this to us because she has not gone over this line against the Lynx. So she's only had 7 and 5 in 2 head-to-heads. If you don't like this take, you could just fade the 10.5 rebounds line. Or you could bet both, fade the 10.5 rebounds line and bet on the double-double. And if she hits exactly 10 rebounds, you'll hit both of those. But I think that's a little crazy. So I would just choose one side or the other there. Courtney Williams over 5.5 assists. This line's 6.5, but juice under. And on Boom Fantasy, you can get 5.5 for a pretty decent payout. So that's what I'm doing. Over 75% in away games. She had 5, 5, and 9, and the 9 was in the away game. Kiki Iriefin over 6.5 rebounds. This is just a regular Goblin line. She's over 75% of the time at home, and she had 13 and 10 in 2 previous head-to-heads with the Mercury. I do think Shakira Austin's gonna, have a decent game as well, but I think Kiki has been staying on the court quite a lot. I do think the coach wants to give Sonia and Kiki as much practice as possible, especially in these games that don't matter. And then Paige over 11.5 points. She's over 90% of the time. So in away games, she's had 20 and 17 and 9 in 3 previous head-to-heads. So could she always just throw up 8 points and then sit on the bench the rest of the game? Yeah, because I think this Wings team is starting to look pretty miserable. But I think she can get there for us, get at least 12 here. And then Janelle Salon, probably one of my favorite bets. She's at home, and she is over 77% of the time at home. She's had 16 and 9 against the Wings in 2 previous head-to-heads, and the Wings are just the softest matchup in the entire WNBA. So I do like Janelle Salon to get over her Goblin line. This is the recap screen here, and I will tell you my favorite bet on this entire screen is going to be the over 164.5 in the Lynx and Aces game, but I do like a lot of these as well. What I'm probably going to start doing, guys, is taking a lot of these WNBA players on altered lines in the games leading up to the playoffs, because players are resting, players are not getting their regular usage. Some teams really don't care, and some teams care a lot. It's been a little bit crazy, so I'm going to take a lot of altered lines in the next week or so, and probably just pair them with some football players. If you haven't seen my football videos, go check those out. We are doing cash giveaways on those videos as well, and we only have like 1 or 2 commenters. So get in on the mix for those videos. It's free cash. The Saturday video is going to have a ton of picks to choose from. And so, that one we're for sure going to be giving away some cash that day. So feel free to go support me over there, whether you like football or not. And let me know in the comments what you think about WNBA, playoffs, football, whatever you want. Thanks, guys.